Hello and welcome to my new guide. This is going to be a short explanation on various fighting styles. Some of you may have seen my previous video, it's linked in the description down below. For those of you who don't know, however, it was a mini invasion where I said I would explain some of the fighting that was done and we'll go a bit more in depth about it, as well as explaining more ways in which you can do player versus player or PvP, so that everyone can choose a strategy that fits them the best, because what I do, it's not necessarily what you would like to do. If you want me to, I will make other videos explaining more about each of them individually, because this is just gonna explain the ideas, and hopefully some of them will even have examples of how to fight from what I've previously recorded, but that will mostly be it. If you want a very detailed video, I will make an individual one that can go like even like 20 minutes or something. Okay, so before we get started, every fighting type will have its own chapter. You can skip to the one you like if you do not want to listen to everything. And we should start with Trap Castle. That one is in the previous video. And it's quite straightforward, as I said. I'm starting with it also because it was in the video, so I just have to get that out of the way. For this you need a lot of lower tier troops and good stats in at least one troop type, preferably 2 though, and maybe if you can decent totals. This is what I had during the previous video. You can just use bows as well. They're very effective at defense, but if you do that, just be prepared for a lot of hate, because people just hate them and don't like them at all. With this fighting type, you probably only want to tank solo hits and avoid rallies, as shown in the previous video and put over right now. As well as not tanking multiple quick attacks, especially if not using bowmen. Always make sure your troop type on the wall is set up the right way, or you will end up like me here. This is an example of how it can go the wrong way, so keep in mind that you can always get zeroed with good coordinated play from the opponent or a very strong person hitting you. Now, the next one is Zero Castle Fighter. This can also be a rally leader, and it's quite easy. You just need strong stats, a good army size or rally size if you plan to rally, one singular army or march, and speed up to train more troops at the same time when you attack. Or you can just use troops from your second line in the rallies to avoid yours from dying. Avoid tanking hits under any circumstances if you're unsure of winning, so you can just hide the march, and you can do that by using rallies or shelter or garrisoning someone that's bubbles. But make sure that army is always safe if you cannot retrain it, or if you are unsure of winning with that person attacking you. So you just need a lot of speed and good internet, just like the next fighting style, which is also a Zero Castle, but this time it's a filler. A filler basically means that you join other players' rallies and you just don't take any hits on yourself. And because of that, it's basically simple in terms of gameplay. You just need a couple marches from all troop types and send to the rallies, and not mind anything else other than being able to hide, which is why speed is a very important aspect. You have to be very fast, or you'll get badly hit. Or you can also just have good stats, but this is just like an overview to people that only can fill. And make sure to send the requested troop type by the rally leader and a dragon that can help with the rally you're participating in. Meaning, if I do a spear rally, an infantry dragon won't help as much. It's still helpful, but when you rally, it takes the 10 strongest dragons. So if your dragon is strong but the wrong skills on it, it's not gonna help as much as a weaker one with spear stuff on it. For the troops, I would recommend to have 200-300k of each in 3 and the rest T4, preferably 1 million each if you plan on doing events, which you should, by the way. But I'm not going to pressure you into that or talk about that. Your leader has to do it. Next up, there is tank that can be a rally leader. Now this is basically for strong, bigger people, especially ones that have iron defense. I have divided it on 2 categories. One is less costly than the other, but the other one can make tanking rallies more easily from stronger people. The first type is tank with mostly T4, and that's basically because you have 10 million T4 and 5 million T3 to tank. It's gonna be very costly to build. You need iron defense as mentioned, and with that you'll have 15 million troops in defense. 1 million can be reinforced into you, and that would preferably be T3 as well. And just make sure to check your wall formation and commanders. So yeah, that's mostly it, and have good stats as well. The second type of tank is T1 and T2 tank with 1 million T3 and the rest T4. With this one you can't really tank as much as with the other type. You will lose a lot more as well, but if you train an absurd amount of T1 or T2 like shown here, you will definitely discourage people from attacking you easily, even with the rallies. This will cost very little resources, but still we need quite a bit of speed ups to do, and requires you to be ready to retrain a lot fast. And yeah, I recommend around, like, let's say 8 million T1 and T2 combined and 1 million T3, the rest T4 or something like that, to be able to tank. And that will be all for the video. Thank you for watching, and for questions, or if you want me to cover a specific one out of the 5, write me in the comments down below, and I hope you enjoyed the video. See you next time.